crafting journey here, that journey chick on Instagram. Welcome, it's Thursday. Got my coffee right here. You don't need to see the tissues, right? No. I'm like, I had to clean up here. I'm like, oh my gosh, they can see the mess. Good morning. It's Thursday, August 19th, 2021. And what national day is it? It is National Ice Cream Day. So let's put that in our planner, shall we? Oh my gosh. Last week, I made a lot of purchases. Look at that. This week, not so much. I'm like, whoa, stop spending money. Yeah, I didn't buy anything yesterday. Oh, yep. Okay. But my new computer is in Wichita. Woo. That means it might get here today. All right, here we are. Okay, yesterday was Catalog Day. Today is National Soft Serve Ice Cream Day. So let's write that down. Soft Serve Ice Cream Day. And this day in history is all about, well, I can't tell you right now, can I? But I'm going to write it down. I'll just put, you don't know what I'm writing because it's a secret until I reveal it later in the show. Okay. Had physical therapy yesterday. I had my live craft with me. Wednesday, I crocheted the hat. Yep, I unboxed my Diamond Art Club. I gotta post it. But here's what is really exciting. And it's gonna happen at 8 a.m. today, and I will write it in my planner later on. I'm having a little avalanche over here. At 8 a.m. this morning, Central Time. This will probably be posted after that. But the Monster Mash canvas is going to be released, or it is released. Unfortunately, I don't know how to put the pictures here because, this is, I don't have my editing program. So the Monster Mash, I'll put it in the community page. Monster Mash goes live 8 a.m. Maybe I'll do a little short. That would be cute. If you order the canvas in rounds, Monster Mash rounds, you will get 4 bags of crystals that you can put anywhere on the canvas that you want. You can just do your own thing. Replace whatever colors you want. Or don't replace any of them. But the event starts on September 15th. So if you order it as soon as possible, it will get here hopefully by September 15th or shortly thereafter when the collab starts. Let me tell you who the creators are. DP Addiction Adventures, myself, Crafts with Cratchley, Nana07 Crafts, Life with Lindsay, who am I forgetting? Wolfpack, yes. 6 amazing YouTube creators, Instagram influencers. So it's on both platforms. Anywho, use my code Rebecca15. There's a link down in the description that will take you to the Treasure Studios Arts website. Go through that link. Look at the Monster Mash. Now, if it's not your thing, that's okay. And don't forget, someone's going to win this canvas in the next few days. I have to get with Jen on how we're going to do that since we're not unboxing it yet. Anyway, if it's not your thing, there's so many Halloween paintings on the site. Check out the Lizzie Falcons. Oh, to die for. Then if you find yourself at the checkout with something in your cart, use the code Rebecca15 for 15% off your purchases. Yes, okay. That is the advertisement portion of the show. Okay. Yes, I'm still working on the mouse, this poor mouse. He's gonna get done someday, I swear. Yes, he will. All right. Okay, we need a symbol, so that means we need this container. Which ones do we need? I have to always think, which way am I on the canvas? Okay, so it's this one's. Yeah. Do the arrows go this way or this way or this way? Yeah. Anyway, all right, we need a tray. We need a tray. I stayed up so late last night because, like, I've got all this stuff going through my head. Yeah. You know when you're, like, overtired? Yeah, I was overtired last night. Yeah. And I do have a lot of work to do at work today. Gotta go to work. Work, work, work. Yep. Going to the work. Going to the work. I just want to take a nap. Oh, well. Yes, and the kittens had me up at 5:30, their usual time. They are under the rug, I believe. Oh, I forgot. I have something to show you guys. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. So yesterday, I got a shipment from Premier Yarn. They're new. I've got new colors. Oh my gosh, guys. So here are two of them. I'm going to show you them. These are new colors. New colors of yarn. So we're going to open it. Since they put two different colors in the same bag. But that's okay. So this is the Premier Basic Marl. This is a 4-weight worsted. There's 245 yards in here. It's 100% acrylic. It's still super soft. Makes great hats. But this color is called Foliage Marked. Look how pretty. Look how pretty. That is Foliage Marked. Lots of greens. My sister was like, oh, I like that. That's her favorite color. Now, this one I like. Oh, my word. Okay, let's just throw that away. This one, same kind, and it is called Caribbean Marl. Look how pretty those blues are. You feel like you're like swimming in the Caribbean, in the blue ocean. How pretty is that? And since there's like, I don't think there's enough to make a hooded scarf, but certainly enough to make a scarf or make a hat. Yeah. Then I got these other two amazing colors from Premier. They also new colors. And to die for. I am overwhelmed by these colors. Now, there is enough in these skeins to make a hooded scarf, which is probably what I will do with these two. All right, let's get rid of the plastic. All right, there is 419 yards, and they're called Spun Colors. Spun Colors. I tried to get it where you can see it. Spun Colors. Look at the colors in this. Just gorgeous. 419 yards. This is Fine Superwash Merino. It's a 4-weight, but it feels amazing. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. Beautiful. These will not be giveaways. This is my yarn. Yeah. I'll probably, yeah, like I said, make hooded scarves. Here's the other one. Let's see. What's this new color called? This one is called Twilight. Look at, I can't even describe how many different colors there are in this one skein. So beautiful. This one is called, it's 35% fine superwash merino, 65% acrylic. Anyway, yes, there's a leaf on there. Oh, anyway, Where's the color? Blue Ridge. Look, lots of blues and some browns. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, don't you just love it? I'm in love with this one. Yeah, look. Gorgeous. And these two, gorgeous. Okay, quite the haul here. Premier yarn, yes. New colors. New colors. Okay, the avalanche is going to continue. Wait till the cats see all this. Oh my, I'm going to be in trouble. Okay. All right, back to diamond painting. What are they up to? I thought they were under the rug, but now I hear them out in the living room. Tootsie's here. Say hi to Tootsie. Good morning, Tootsie. Do you want to go outside? Beep, beep, boop, boop. We'll go outside? Oh, Stitch was under the rug. Here, we'll go outside? Here you go, baby girl. She had not gone outside yet this morning. Okay. So a lot of you are binge watching Hit and Run, that new show on Netflix. I finished episode 2. I know I'm a strange bird. Yes, I really love the show, but like last night, I just laid in my bed and I went through my my new Just Stitch magazine, the Halloween edition, and oh my God, I'll show you on my floss tube. I'll probably do the floss tube this afternoon. I just, I unboxed the Diamond Art Club last night, and then I was like so tired. I still have an Orolowo to unbox, and I have the floss tube to do, but I was so tired. So I laid in bed, went through the cross stitch magazines. There's some gorgeous like autumn stuff in there. There's some really, really pretty one that I'm really, really interested in doing, and you'll see on the floss tube which one it is. So stay tuned for that. I should be using a multi-placer here. Why am I single placing this? No wonder it's taking me forever, Rebecca. What was I going to tell you? Let me turn the light pad on because my eyesight is not that good. I haven't played Animal Crossing. I picked up Animal Crossing on, I want to say Sunday morning, or maybe, no, Monday morning, when I was like, what am I going to do? I don't have anything to film. Or no, I didn't have a way to film. So I picked up Animal Crossing, cleaned up some of the weeds. For some reason, I time traveled and I have winter on. Like it's snowing and I'm collecting ornaments. Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but anyway. And I told my sister, hey, you want to play this game? But her hand, she's got some broken bones in her hand, so she really can't do that. She's been diamond painting this gorgeous picture that from Mary's Diamonds. It's a square, and it's really turning out quite beautiful. The squares are quite nice, so that's impressive. Now, I will say that was from the original Mary's Diamond. It was one that I got before Mary sold Mary's Diamonds to someone else. I have not tried their paintings since that time. And to be honest with you, I don't have time to try every company. Yeah. Just single placing. Now I'm single placing with the multi-placer. There you go. Anyway. All right. Soft Ice Cream Day. It's National Soft Serve Ice Cream Day. I love soft serve ice cream. I love all kinds of ice cream. Just give me some ice cream. It doesn't matter if it's hard or soft or whatever. Now, the difference between soft and hard is that the soft ice cream has less milk fats and more air. And it is actually made at a lower temperature, -6 degrees Celsius, whereas hard ice cream is at -12 degrees Celsius. So who came up with soft ice cream? Well, Mr. Carvel, of course. Let me find it. I'm putting stuff on my phone instead of my iPad, so I don't have to memorize it. Okay, so in 1934, Memorial Day weekend in Hartsdale, New York, Tom Carvel, he's driving his ice cream truck, and the ice cream truck, it breaks down. So so he's like, oh God, my ice cream's gonna melt. So he just gets out of his truck, and as people are driving by, vacationers that are driving by, they stop, and he sells them this soft ice cream, and they're like, ooh, this is good. And they loved it. It was a big hit. Um, he's like, because this was like one of those roving ice cream truck things. So later on, he opens a store on the site where his truck broke down 2 years later, and he patented the lower temperature ice cream and created a secret formula. I love Carvel. Oh my gosh. And the cakes, oh, the cakes are to die for. If you ask me what kind is a birthday cake I would absolutely love to have, it would be a Carvel ice cream cake. Oh my God, so good. So the hard ice cream industry suffered a slight reduction for a few years, and then it kind of evened out as more people jumped into the soft serve ice cream. But it was never quite the same as Mr. Tom Carvel's secret formula. Um, the Minneapolis, Minnesota legislature passes a law that you can't soft serve ice cream from a machine because it has to be prepackaged. So anyway, that law has long since gone by the wayside, but how weird. Like, you become a lawmaker and your chief concern is the soft serve ice cream. Okay, I think not. Yeah. Anyway, weird. So that is what National Day it is. Let's do Judge, Jury, and Journey before we run out of time here. I got my notes. So today we're going to do the case of Patricia Rohrer, and it's Roorrer, Patricia Rohrer. Now, Patricia, she lived in Pennsylvania. Earlier in her life, she had a baby. It died of SIDS. So she has a very soft spot in her heart for children. She meets this man, Mr. Kastranak, and they date for a while. They live together for about 1.5 years. Things did not work out. So they go their separate ways. She meets another man. They have a young daughter, and she's living happily, in Pennsylvania. She shows horses. That was her thing. She would go to shows, and she would dress up as a cowgirl, with the hat and the outfit, and she would show her horses. So she was really, and she stayed in touch with Mr. Kastranak. She would call him once, twice a year, hey, how are you, blah, blah, blah. So she was super excited that she had gone to this. She was in the Nationals for showing her horses. She was very excited because for a small town girl to go to the Nationals, that's a big deal. So she calls Kastranak, and his new wife, answers the phone, and she is not happy about this old girlfriend calling. And she's like, we're married now, we have a child, stop calling. Yeah. So, and that was it. So, but 3 days later, the woman, Joanne Kastranak, the new wife, disappears. She's gone. So, interesting story, huh? Okay. Well, so her husband, Mr. Kastranak, he comes home. This is December 15th, 1995. So he goes home. He 6:30. He had been working at a construction site all day, and that's his alibi, yeah, for his wife. Comes home. She's not there. They have a 15-month-old, not a 15-month, 15-week-old child, little boy named Alex. And they're not there. They're gone. Her purse is gone. The diaper bag is gone. Her car is gone. And she had told him she was going Christmas shopping. So her mother calls and she's like, hey, we were supposed to go Christmas shopping today, Joanne and I, and she never showed up. She was supposed to be here at 1:30. She didn't show up. And so he calls the police. Now, the police take it less than serious. They're like, she probably just, oh, Tootsie wants back in. Hey, get away from the door. Get away from the door, kitty. Come on. Come on. So the police come. They don't really take this very serious. They're like, well, she's probably, just out somewhere. She'll be back. Meanwhile, this guy's like, hey, but look at the basement. Look, somebody got in through the basement door. And he shows them this door. It's a wood door, and the hinges, it's screwed in by 19 different screws. I'm not exaggerating. 19 screws that are all off the hinges. The door's not open, but all these screws are out of the hinges. And then he says, and look, the phone cord's cut, but I've already spliced it back together. Very strange. So she never shows up. Couple weeks go by, and then the police are like, okay, now we believe you. And then they start looking for evidence. They find her car actually later that same night, December 15th, going into the 16th. Early hours of the morning, the mom had come over because, her daughter's missing. The sister had come over. The sister finds the car at this local bar, which is actually across the street. The car was there. Her husband goes to get in the car and realizes that the seat has been pulled all the way forward. So he's like, something's going on here. So he, again, calls the police. So the police are now investigating. A couple weeks go by, and there's no sign of this woman or the baby. And nobody knows what happened to this woman. So now the police say, okay, we're going to turn this over to the state investigation. That they got more resources than we have. They're going through the house, the Castroneck house. They're looking for evidence. In the car, they find... Did I turn the light pad on? What happened? I thought I turned it on. There we go. In the car, they find some hair, 4, 5, 6 strands of hair on the headrest of the car seat. Not the car seat, but, the driver's seat. So that's their evidence. And the police are like, who do you think would have, because he thinks his wife has been abducted. And they're like, well, who do you think would do something like that? And he's like, Patricia Rohr. And they're like, well, why would you think because they're living in North Carolina. She's living in Pennsylvania, 8 hours away. And he's like, Patricia Rohr. Well, why do you think that? Well, because, 3 days before my wife disappeared, she called and they got into a little altercation, because my wife was a little jealous. And so, who else could it be? So they start investigating this Patricia Rohr. Now, Patricia, like I said, she's got a husband and a young child. That night, she had gone to this private club. This is her alibi. She went to a private club to do some line dancing. Now, when you go to this private club, you have to sign in. She did not. And her usual routine was to sign in. And she had some close friends that did say, yeah, we saw her there. And she's like, no, I just forgot to sign in. And there was testimony that, sometimes people did come in and forget to sign in. The jury did not believe her because she was arrested for this murder. Because what they did was they took the hair that was found in the on the back of the passenger, the driver's seat, and they compared it to her hair microscopic analysis is what this was called. Right now, today, in today's world, it's junk science. They compared those hairs and said, yes, this is her. You know, they matched, the hairs matched under the microscope, which there's no science involved in it whatsoever. It's just a guy looking at a microscope saying, yeah, they look similar. So anyway, long story short, this 4 months later, 15 miles from the Casternack home, the bodies are found of Joanne and Alex. Joanne is lying on her back, and on her chest is little Alex. They don't know how Alex died, but she has a gunshot wound to her head. And it appears that it's like right here. And then after the gunshot, she's like bludgeoned with a blunt object in the head. But they don't know how Alex died. So who could have done such a thing? And I got to tell you, I've seen some interviews of the husband, and he's like a strange bird. He's always like smiling. He's like, oh, you don't know the trouble we've seen. And he's smiling, you know, which is so weird. Like, he doesn't appear like really distraught, you know. And he was their prime suspect initially, but he kept naming this Patricia Rohr, you know. So they investigated Patricia Rohr, and like I said, they had this microscopic analysis of the hair. So they arrest her. They put her on trial, and because you know, she didn't sign the registry, so they're saying, oh, she couldn't have been where she said she was because she didn't sign in, and the hairs match. They convicted her. She has been in jail for 22 years. Yep. So, several people have investigated this murder, and here's some things that they have found since the time of the trial. The bodies, they took a forensic entomologist out to the site where the bodies were found, and they opined that this is not where the crime occurred. There's, you know, very little blood. It's clear she was dumped there. And in order to get to this, it was in a very isolated, secluded spot in the back of this large farm field, open field. And there was nothing, you know, no plowing or machinery going on at this time of the year, because it was December when she disappeared. But what this entomologist said was based on what she was finding, you know, on the body, or based on what was found on the body, and in the area at that time of the year. Those bodies had not been there for 4 months. They were not decomposed enough to have been there for 4 months. There was no like animal, you know, because if there's a body, 2 bodies laying there for 4 months, you're going to see some animals that have like done some damage. There was none of that. Plus, she said, this was not the body of a 15-week-old infant. This was more of the body of a 3 or 4 month old infant. So what essentially they were saying is that this woman died closer in time to when she was found, which was 4 months after she disappeared. Then they interviewed one of her close friends, she owed Joanne some money. So when she goes over to pay Joanne, and Joanne says, oh, hey, come on into the bedroom. I need to tell you something. So she goes into Joanne's bedroom, and she gives Joanne the money that she owes her is $200, and Joanne hides it. And she's like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm stashing away money because I'm leaving him. She had a suitcase packed. She said, after the holidays, I'm leaving. Because he wanted to move to Colorado, and that apparently was not something she wanted to do. So she was not having it. So she's like, I'm out of here. Anyway, but the trial court never, you know, the jury at Patricia's trial never heard testimony from this woman. So there was also an eyewitness who saw a woman that looks like Joanne and a child very similar in the age of Alex walking along the railroad tracks, and a man that was behind them, and he described the man, and he was kind of pushing her along, um, almost like she didn't want to go in that direction. He's just kind of pushing her along, and he thought that was kind of strange, so he did remember it. That didn't come out at the trial. These two investigators went into the home, and they went, and they surmised, okay, so maybe, let's say you're Patricia, you travel 8 hours from Pennsylvania to North Carolina, because you're pissed off about a phone call. You get there, you get out of your car, you go down these stairs to the basement. There's this wood door, and you see it's attached with these screws. So you go back to your car, you get a drill, and you screw all, you remove all the screws. Now, broad daylight, so you remove all the screws. Then you enter in. The thing was dark as hell. This basement was dark as hell. And she would have had to travel in the basement. It was an unfinished basement. She would have had to travel through that door, through 3 different rooms to reach the area where she would have had to cut the phone line. And in the dark. So maybe she had a flashlight with her. So she brings a drill and a flashlight. But she doesn't do anything to the woman there. So what does she do? Does she lie in wait for her? Does she get her in her car? None of this makes any sense. If she's going to do something to her, I would think she's going to do it in her home. No. So maybe then they surmise, well, maybe she waited outside, and when Joanne came outside with the baby, she forced them to get into their own vehicle. I don't know. So then she drives them out. She makes them drive out to this 15 miles away to this field. She kills them somewhere along the way. Nobody knows. I mean, none of this makes any sense. Dumps the bodies and then drives the car 15 miles back to town, leaves it in this parking lot. The keys are in the car. And then she drives back to Pennsylvania for 8 hours. Makes no sense. Makes no sense whatsoever. Anyhow, so this woman has been in jail for 22 years for a case that makes no sense, and she was convicted on what's now called junk science. And there is a law in the state where she was convicted in North Carolina that says you can look backward at the science. DNA at that time was just, sort of in its infancy, and they did say that, her DNA was found in the car. But the investigators that looked at this case said, the DNA analysis that was being done at the very beginning is not really reliable or trustworthy. It's really evolved since then and is much more science and reliable now. So, yeah. So let me see if I missed anything. I want to give you the whole story. She's still sitting in jail. They're still trying to get her out. She's trying to get a new trial. Yeah. What happened to this woman? Was the husband involved? Yeah. What do you think? I think an innocent woman is sitting in jail, and she maintains to this day, I did not do this. I did not commit this murder. These murders. I did not do it. And they sent a very skilled interrogator in to talk to her in jail for 4 hours. She didn't crack. She maintained, I didn't do this. I didn't commit this murder. And when he came out, because they use all these techniques and different interview styles, and it's a real skill to be a skilled interrogator. And when he came out, he's like, she's not lying. She didn't do this. So we'll kind of follow that case and see where it goes. But I can't. Can you imagine being convicted and sitting in jail for 22 years for something that you didn't do? Holy moly! I know. Okay, I think I'm done with this color. Yay! I'm going to finish up this section tonight so we can at least move on to a different section of this painting. I think my goal this weekend will be to try to just get this thing done, you know. I know, I'm tired of looking at it. I'm sure you're tired of looking at it. Anyway, this day in history. So this American pilot, he's employed by the CIA. He's flying this mission. He leaves from Pakistan. Let me see what year this was. What year was it? I at least have to give you a date, right? Well, the date in history. Well, it's August 19th, but we'll see what year it was. Oh, I have soft serve ice cream on two different things. Okay, 1960, the year I was born. Okay, so this guy, he's flying this plane. He leaves out of Pakistan and he flies over Russia. And his mission is to gather as much intelligence as he can. So what color am I doing? Okay, to gather as much intelligence as he can. So the Russian people shoot him down. He's shot down. He's tried for espionage. He confesses. God knows what torture they did to him. Can you imagine? Where are these drills? Okay, we need this one. This one right here. So he confesses to espionage. He's sentenced to 10 years in prison. 3 years in prison and then 7 years in a prison camp. I can't even imagine what that entails in Russia. So meanwhile, this is Gorbachev is in charge of Russia at the time. He was pretty pissed off about this. There's this summit that's happening, and you know, who's our president at the time? Who was our president at the time? Eisenhower. Eisenhower refuses to talk to him. They're not going to talk to each other because they're pissed off. So anyway, a year and a half into his prison term, Eisenhower and Gorbachev finally agree they're going to exchange. There was a high-level KGB guy that we had convicted he got a 5-year sentence. He was like 2 years into his 5-year sentence. They agree they're going to do a prisoner exchange. So they go to this bridge in Russia, and they have negotiators on the bridge. They have this white line in the middle of the bridge, and the two walk across the bridge simultaneously. And the guy comes back to the U.S. The U.S. government pardon. His record is expunged. He said, they say we're sorry, because he really was working for the CIA. So then the guy becomes a helicopter pilot for this news agency in Los Angeles, and dies in a helicopter crash. Oh my God, can you imagine? Oh, yep. And that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Man, oh man. Guys, if you know somebody that enjoys true crime and might enjoy listening to some true crime while they're doing some crafting, share this with them. Just go down there, hit the little thing that says share, and you can copy it and send it to your friends, and maybe they'll subscribe. Yes, hit the like button on your way out. Yeah. See if it's dressed nicely. I think the like button has a tuxedo on today, so make sure you hit that like button. Look at the kitties. Look at the kitties. Where's Pearl? You're just getting stitched today. I don't know where Pearl is. Pearl has the strangest personality. These two cats are so different. Night and day. Night and day. Very, very different personalities. And it's kind of cute to see that. Anyway, I've yammered on long enough. That's the show for today. I got to get to work. Like I said, I will finish this section later. I I will film my floss tube. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the Orlo unboxing, but we'll see. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I love you all. I'll see you maybe in a Zoom, maybe at Wolfpack's Live tonight. But don't forget, the Monster Mash painting is released. Go to Treasure Studios Arts. The link is down below. Use my code, 15% off. And I hope to see you in the collab. Bye, everybody. Love you.